WGCD 104.5 FM Star Radio, Rascal in Chester, South Carolina, and we on a mic after 7. So we got a special guest in the building. We got Mr. Derek Holly, owner, proprietor of Dust House Entertainment, Dust House Films,
Entertainment
and Film. And we also have Miss Alicia Cottrell. Got it right?
That's right.
I got it right. So I have them both. They're gonna talk about a new film they got and some of the projects they've done, and we're gonna have a candid conversation. Y'all stay tuned for more music, more fun, more talk here on the Sound of Chester, WGCD. It's the Sound of Chester Radio Rascal. That was Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. They not like us. You know who you ain't like? You ain't like Derek Holly. Derek Holly is the hardest working man in South Carolina entertainment. Derek Holly, what's good, bro?
Hey, but man, what's going on?
Ain't a whole lot. So Derek Holly, if you know him, we gonna call him Beezy Slim.
Yeah.
We gonna call him Beezy Slim. Why you gonna call him Beezy Slim, Rascal? Cause that's his name.
Right.
That's his name. He come out with the rap, but then he switch it over to the films. So tell me, brother, where you from?
Originally from Winsboro,
Right?
South Carolina, right down the street.
Right down the street. So I'm pretty sure, just like me, you got plenty of family in Chester. So, you know, we all can, everybody in Winsboro can, everybody in Chester, and we act like that. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So Derek was a rapper. He's a rap artist. He had how many albums?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I can say 3 for sure. I know 3 for sure. So he did his rap thing. He was doing his artistry thing, and I guess you wanted to expand your horizon as far as your creativity, and he went into filmmaking. What pushed you into filmmaking?
It basically started off, you know, just love creating and wanting to create and then just trying to explore different things. And so even when we started shooting our own music videos, when it got to that point, I started doing scenes within the music video instead of just performing scenes. I started doing it, you know, like, you know, saying, acting out certain things, certain scenarios in it. And so with consistently doing that, someone had one of my cousins, somebody had mentioned something to me, say you ought to turn that into a movie. It's one particular deal that we did. And so then from there, like, and I said, why not? You know what I'm saying? I said, well, I'll just go ahead and try that, you know. And so we just been on ground running ever since.
Right on. So the name of the first film, I remember the first film. I remember the debut, the red carpet.
Yeah.
We did the red carpet on at the Fairfield Theater or something.
On Fairfield Motel.
Fairfield Motel. So the name of that film was Karma. I remember that. My homeboy, shout out Troy G.
Right.
Troy was in like the last little part of the movie singing a tune. So from start to finish, how long did it take to complete that?
When we started out, it was like 2011, but like we didn't go to school for filming, and there wasn't no opportunity to even know anything about filming. So we were just teaching ourselves and just trying, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had ideas, so we were just trying it. So it took us 2 years to actually finish it, you know. But when we finished it, it was, you know, it hit the ground running too, you know what I mean? Everybody loved it. We were proud of what we done, you know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of people did doubt us in the beginning, but we going to it, trying to figure things out, you know. Did it all.
That's what's up. So we're talking to Derek Holly, Beezy Slim. We also have the lovely and talented Miss Alicia Cottrell. She's one of Dust House mainstays as far as filming. She's also a writer, actress, producer, filmographer, cinematographer, gaffer, grill, go get some coffee, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? How you doing, Alicia?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. So we were talking off air about how you came to be in the film. You had no aspirations for film work
No.
before running into Mr. Hollywood.
Running into Mr. Hollywood. Somebody said he make movies.
He made
I'm
movies.
like, oh, okay, wait a minute, let me see. I
Yeah,
asked him, you gonna put me in one of your films?
yeah,
And then, now I didn't get into the film until a couple years later because I'm like, I really don't want to be in the film. I'm scared. You know?
right.
So, but then he gave me the opportunity to write. So I wrote my first film. He helped me all the way, from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
Helped me format it and everything and turn it into the first one is called Condemned.
okay. Okay, cool. So Derek, before we go to break, I gotta ask you. So now you spoke on basically flying by the seat of your pants on the first movie.
Right.
How much did you learn that made you just like, you know what? I'm gonna stick with this. Because y'all, when I tell you this number, I'm gonna save it. I gotta save this number of how many films he done made. He done made some films. And we're talking about 2011 is 2025 right now. So I'm gonna tell you in a little bit, but you're gonna have to stay tuned. Check it out. When we come back, I'm gonna talk with Mr. Holly and Miss Cottrell a little bit more about the films they have coming out and some of the films they've done. It's the Radio Rascal, WGCD, the sound of Chester, 104.5. There was Young Dro on the sound of Chester, WGCD 104.5. Today we got Derek Holly in the building. Derek is a filmmaker, Dust House fan, Dust House Entertainment. Derek, so before we went to break, we were talking about a lot of the things you may have learned, from the first film that made you decide, I don't want to keep doing this. And over and over, and I ain't gonna tell y'all how many, y'all gonna have to stay tuned, but go ahead.
Right.
Tell me, what did you learn from the first film that made you want to continue making films?
The main thing was the response from the people. That gave the motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
To see people react to the story that we told.
Yeah.
So that what stood out to me the most. Y'all was the most. Everybody was a part of it.
Shout out to Dust House.
Oh yeah.
Fellas.
Oh yeah. Brian
Rue. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was really seeing the reaction and people gravitated to the story and they enjoyed it. And so to me, I felt like, I don't know, it just like something hit me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, this is what you need to do. It's one thing to doing music and have people enjoy the music.
Yeah.
To the point where you can actually put visual together and have people actually like the visual of the story, kind of like a book. So
that's it. Because we know films ain't never put a book on film.
On film, right?
Yeah. So, it ain't never but, literature that's being acted out by, thespians and artists alike. So, all right, so let's skip ahead to, so we actually got a bit of a film here, right? A bit of a clip. We got a clip here, and I want y'all to take a listen to some of Dust House Films' greatest hits. There was a short clip from the film Who's Hiring from Dust House Entertainment. Derek Holly, the owner, proprietor, and the starter of Dust House Films. Yeah, we got him in the building. So, now take me into that clip right there. I mean, like, Who's Hiring? I actually think I watched that.
Right.
Yeah, that was kind of funny because I was laughing at a lot of the things because I call myself a film buff because I just like sitting out and vegging out in front of the screen and watch movies. So it was a lot of things I saw. I was like, okay, that was pretty smart right there. So I know you know what you're doing when you make films. Take me into inside that film and what made you make that film.
Who's Hiring? It's kind of funny how I came about before I even filmed and started working on it. Actually working on the decent summer at the time for probably 7 or 8 years. And then when it got closed down, I found myself left without a job. Right then. So during the time when I was unemployed, during that first week of being unemployed, I talked to one of my partners, who's the other lead character, Jason Kid, and he had a job at the time too, right?
Right.
And so I said, hey man, I got an idea, let me come holler at you. So then I went and chopped it up and put the story together right then and there. And so then we started shooting it like probably.
Okay. So awesome. Also, so who hired? That was, like I said, that was a funny film I actually watched. I think that might have been the actual first film me and Shonda actually watched.
Right.
Me and LC Vibe but together. I was familiar with Karma, but when she told me about, hey, my homeboy from school, he made this movie. And I was like, who's your homeboy? I said, ain't but one dude doing a movie in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
And so she was like, nah, his name Derek Holland. I was like, nah, that ain't the dude I'm talking about. And so it took me a minute. She say his name Derek. I say, nah, this dude named D. She say, yeah, DZ Slim, Derek Holland. I was like, okay, yeah, all right. So anyway, so we watched that one. It was funny. So, all right, yeah. So now, as far as, putting movies together, how long do you usually take to write a script? Because I still ain't told y'all the number how many films you make.
Wow. Hallelujah.
Thank you. Well, the one that my first one that I did, I was eager to write. So I was on it every day, trying to write it. So It took me probably maybe about a month to write it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now, do you break it up you write it as a screenplay, or do you just write a story and then go back and kind of fill in plot twists and all that kind of stuff?
Well, we write it as a screenplay because we kind of visualize how we're going to film it as we're writing.
Okay, sure. So we got Miss Alicia Cottrell. God, I got Miss Alicia Cottrell and I got Derek Holland. We're talking about filmmaking here in the state of South Carolina and beyond. We got Dust House Entertainment in the house. WGCD is the radio. Rascal. Be right back. It's the sound of Chester's P. Pablo. Raise up, North Carolina, South Carolina. Raise up. We raise it up. Derek Holland this evening on the sound of Chester. Derek Holland, what's good?
What's that, man? What's good with
you? Ain't too much. So we running with Derek Holland. We talking about some of the movies. So, I keep telling y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all how many movies this dude done did. Since Dundee, excuse me, I know that was kind of country. How many movies the dude done since 2011? And Karma was the first release. So give me 5 names of your movies.
5.
Including Karma.
You can go Karma. I said Karma.
Yeah.
Karma 2.
Okay.
Who You Love. Vivid. And that's about 3.
Yeah, and then Who's Hiring? We just talked about Who's Hiring, so you already know the 6 in the house right now. You know what I'm saying? So, if you keep listening, we're gonna reveal how many joints he's put together. So, name some of your collaborators that you with Dust House, as far as the mainstays. If you want to shout them out.
Well, I gotta give a big shout out to Brian Rue.
Right. Shout out to Brian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Shout out to Jason the Kid. Shout out to Rashid Orr. There's so many people.
Shout out to Alicia
Cottrell.
Miss Alicia Cottrell. So we're gonna jump on Miss Alicia Cottrell right now while Deezy Slim go back and think about some of the homies that's and they're not just homies, these are collaborators and businessmen that are being a part of these films. So I mean these are not just fly by night films, because you got your movies on what platform?
On Tubi, Amazon Prime.
Boom. Y'all heard it, man. So you go and check these films out. So Miss Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
So how many films you started? You told me you started in 2021.
Right.
How many films do you have on your belt now?
For writing or just period?
Just period.
Let me see. Condemned, Vivid. After that, it was Asking for a Friend. Against All Odds, that's out now.
Right.
Tubi and Amazon Prime.
Right.
Just came out on the 15th.
Okay.
Mount Hill, which is a series, so be on the lookout for that.
Okay. So we got Miss Alicia Cottrell. So you are You are now in the Screen Actors Guild, I guess, right?
Right.
She's a thespian because she's done more than 3 films. So once you got into it, you know, what was the bug that bit you and made you know what? I'm gonna keep doing this too. Like, what made you just?
Let me see. Okay, so behind the camera, you know, as we were directing and whatever, I'm like, I can do this. I'm trying to tell people, okay, we need you to do it like this, and I'm like, I can do it.
Yeah.
Then I get in front of that camera, and I'm like, So then that helped me to try to, you know, kind of get better in doing things. So that just kind of made me want to continue to do it more. Right.
So a question for both of you, like, you know, a lot of people when they're doing something new that they haven't done before, they go to YouTube University. Shout out to YouTube University. So I mean, how much, like, you know, watching films and seeing them do it and saying, hey, I got a little bit of that magic as well. I can fool y'all and make y'all lead this character. What do you draw on for certain parts? You know, what do you draw? Because I know a lot of people use certain aspects of their life to draw on, and every character has a little bit of them in it. Would you say that every character that you've done has a bit of tiny piece of you in it?
Absolutely. I would say I'm a mom. Yes. So, and he always try to make me seem like, oh yeah, you did that because you're already a mama. No, I did that because I'm good.
Y'all heard it, folks. She said she's good at what she does. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it right there. So Derek, before we go back to some more music, I do gotta release how many films?
I think 15.
15 in movies.
And that's finished. We got probably 2-3 countries.
Right. That's 15 movies and a series. So, yo, what about cameo? Can a brother get a cameo in the series? I want a cameo.
Absolutely.
You know. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? You can have me run around. You know, you can have me doing whatever. But I need a cameo in that series. So the series is ongoing. So that I'm sure that's a lot more of a production. Where do you choose locations and things of that nature?
Okay. Well, we try to choose locations that we know we would be able to frequent.
Okay.
Especially if we know we're gonna be coming back to it next season, next episode. So we just try to maybe use something that we already have or somebody that we know that we can consistently use.
Right. Awesome.
Like maybe WGCD.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, we need that. We need that in our lives here at WGCD 104.5. Sound. I'm trusting we'll be right back.